Did you know the wisest man who ever lived collected over 500 practical sayings directly inspired by God, designed to transform everyday decisions? These aren't just ancient maxims, but divine wisdom for navigating relationships, work, money, and the very purpose of life. Hey there. If these Bible stories are helping you grow in God's Word, please like, comment, and share. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a new summary. Let's keep spreading the word, one story at a time. God bless you. Now let's continue. This is a story about the profound practical wisdom collected for God's people. Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, received immense wisdom as a gift from God. He spoke thousands of proverbs, and the book of Proverbs preserves many of them, along with wisdom from other sages. It opens with a clear purpose: to impart wisdom, discipline, understanding, prudence, knowledge, and discretion. The foundational principle is declared immediately. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. This reverent awe and submission to God is presented as the essential starting point for all true understanding. Wisdom itself is personified as a noble woman calling out in public places, urging the simple and the foolish to turn from their naive ways. She invites all to listen and gain insight. She warns passionately against rejecting her counsel, declaring that those who ignore her will face calamity when disaster strikes, while those who listen will live securely. Wisdom builds her house and invites the simple to come, eat her food, and forsake foolishness. She contrasts sharply with the adulterous woman, who represents folly. Folly is loud, seductive, ignorant, and leads only to death and the grave. Wisdom calls for diligent listening and wholehearted seeking, promising that those who find her find life and favor from the Lord. The Proverbs then shift to concise, often contrasting sayings attributed primarily to Solomon. These cover the spectrum of human experience. They emphasize the stark difference between the righteous and the wicked, the wise and the foolish. The righteous person is characterized by integrity, diligence, humility, and trust in the Lord. Their speech is honest and life-giving. They work hard, plan carefully, and are generous. The wicked, however, are marked by deceit, laziness, pride, and violence. Their words are destructive. Their paths lead to ruin. Diligent work leads to prosperity and satisfaction, while laziness results in poverty and want. Honest weights and measures please God, while cheating is detestable. Humility precedes honor, but pride leads to disgrace. Parents are to instruct their children diligently, and children are commanded to heed this instruction, for it is a garland of grace. Discipline, though unpleasant, is necessary for growth and life. Friendship is explored. Faithful friends are a treasure, offering sharpening counsel like iron sharpens iron, while bad company corrupts and leads astray. Controlling one's temper is praised, while quick anger is folly. The power of the tongue is a major theme. Wise speech brings healing, knowledge, and life. It is timely, gracious, and restrained. Reckless words, gossip, slander, and lies, however, wound deeply and cause strife, like a spark that sets a forest ablaze. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. True wisdom leads to self-control over speech. Financial prudence is addressed. Saving diligently, avoiding debt, and planning for the future are wise. Hasty get-rich-quick schemes lead to poverty. The Lord detests dishonest gain. Generosity to the poor is lending to the Lord who repays. Trusting in riches is foolish. True security comes from the Lord. The king's heart is in God's hand, and a ruler delights in righteousness. Justice must prevail. The latter chapters include sayings collected by Hezekiah's men from Solomon, reinforcing these themes of righteousness, diligence, speech, and justice. The words of Agur acknowledge human limitation before the infinite wisdom of God. He marvels at creation's wonders and warns against arrogance. He offers practical observations about insatiable things and creatures, small yet wise. King Lemuel shares the wisdom taught by his mother, warning against the pitfalls of leadership, the dangers of women and wine that cause kings to forget justice. She exhorts him to champion the cause of the poor and needy, to speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. The book culminates in the famous portrait of the wife of noble character. This woman embodies practical wisdom in action. She is trustworthy, industrious, resourceful, and strong. She works diligently with wool and flax, provides food for her household, considers a field and buys it, plants a vineyard, works vigorously into the night. She opens her arms to the poor, speaks with wisdom and faithful instruction, manages her household well, and is clothed with strength and dignity. Her children bless her, her husband praises her. Charm is deceptive, beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is truly praiseworthy. Her works bring her praise at the city gates. The book closes by affirming that wisdom, manifested in such practical virtue and reverence for God, is far more valuable than riches. The book of Proverbs offers timeless truth. Real wisdom begins and ends with fearing the Lord. This reverence shapes every aspect of life, turning mundane tasks into worship and everyday choices into pathways of righteousness. It calls for a life lived intentionally before God, marked by diligence, integrity, controlled speech, generosity, and justice. Embracing this wisdom leads to life, favor, and security. Rejecting it leads only to folly and destruction. True prosperity is found not in wealth alone, but in walking humbly with God and applying His principles to the details of our daily existence. Thank you for watching through. If you enjoyed this summary, please hit that like button and leave us a comment on where you are watching from.